I have changed the oil, I've checked the shock, checked the brakes, have smogged the car, finished cleaning the car. Things running great. It is now listed for sale. I expect to get a notice any minute now. Welcome back to another episode of Broken Mirror, guys. If you are new to the channel, we've been working on my 2008 Mazda-3. Wait, is it 2008 or 2007? You guys will know. It's either 2007 or 2008 Mazda-3, 2.3 liter. It has 143,000 miles. I picked it up for $1,200, and we realized why in the first episode. It was so cheap because it needed a TCM. In the second episode, I was able to run to the junkyard, get a TCM for 52 bucks, and fixed all the shifting issues in this thing. In the third episode, I ended up replacing the windshield, which I use as another bargaining chip, and I fixed the paint in the rear of the car, fixed the headlights to clear them up, and then in the fourth episode, I actually gave this thing a very nice detail, cleaned out the entire interior. It was disgusting. If you ever want to see a disgusting interior to a very clean interior, I suggest that one highly. In the fifth episode, which you guys probably just watched Thursday, I ended up buffing out all the paint to bring back the shine to the hood, to the roof that wasn't painted, and then to the trunk. Now, normally this is the point in my series where I end up taking this thing down to take pictures, get it ready to be sold, kind of do a one last detail over top of the car and set everything up. Unfortunately, I had been thinking about something while I was on vacation, and I believe that front left strut needs to be replaced. Going around corners when turning to the right, this car has a lot of body roll, like I can flip it easily. Also, when going over bumpy highway, like cement divided highway with like little ridges in the pavement, I would get so much reverb throughout the car that it kind of almost gave me a little death wobble. So I'm almost positive that front left strut is shot. Might be the front right. It seems like there's some type of fluid near the front right, which I know normally would give you the sign that's that. But when kind of testing and pushing on all the springs, and just the fact that I have a ton of body roll off when I turn right, really leads me to that one. When I push on the spring on that one, it kind of can bounce a couple more times when all the rest actually kind of slowed down after the first bounce and there's really not any more give. So I'm almost positive it's the front driver's side. So my goal for right now is to actually head down to the junkyard, grab a new strut, put it in, and then I also want to bleed the brakes one more time. I'm not convinced they're great. They're a lot better than they were, but I'm not positive that they're done yet. I was having a weird issue with this back passenger side. I kept seeing a bunch of air bubbles. It was like it was leaking air through the bleeder valve out into the hose. So that's when I started wrapping them all with the cellophane tape. So I still want to do it again a little more on this. It's definitely grabbing harder, a lot more at the top, but I want to make sure it's just perfect before I send this thing off. I want it to be safe for people. So anyway, that is the goal. Let's get at it. All right, we are back from the junkyard. I was able to get what I believe to be the strut to replace this. If you guys saw, the front end was hit on that side where I took it from. I don't think it's gonna matter. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty solid. I didn't see any bends or any leaks in fluid or anything. So here is the strut that I was able to pick up. It looks like it's been checked multiple times by mechanics to make sure that it's good. So I'm hoping it's good. I do get a little warranty on it. And for those of you, if you can verify below, because it always mixed me up, but I thought I finally understood it. This is a strut, correct? When the shock and the spring are put together. That's a strut, right? I believe. If it's not, can you tell me in the comments? I'm very curious. It took me a while to ever understand that. For some reason, my brain wouldn't accept it, but then I thought I was right. And then the lady was telling me at the junkyard that it might just be a shock and that she could charge me for just the shock. So she did. She charged me $21 instead of $61, which is cool, it works out for me, but I believe it should have been $61. Anyway, if you do know, please let me know in the comments. I'm very curious. But what I would like to do right now is to jack this thing up and change the strut. And for those of you that are always wondering if I get along with all my neighbors, I actually got 2 new neighbors I believe live next door. And I think they tried to have my cars towed this week while I was away on vacation, because I came back and the red one and the green one had a notification on it. So I ended up moving them like 2 or 3 feet the other way just to show that they've been moved. And then this morning I came out and this one had a notification on it. So I'm pretty sure someone around here is being a little petty and trying to play something, but it's all right. I've gotten away with this for about 8 months. But for those of you who are wondering if I get along with all my neighbors, apparently not all of them. Anyway, my goal for right now is to jack up this front tire, take it off, pull out the strut, put in the new strut, see if it changes anything. Also, one of the things that I saw while researching this is if you take your hand and go opposite the travel of the wheel and just kind of run your fingers around here, you'll feel like there's little edges right here on each side of these treads. It's kind of like they're cut this way, like a little knife pointing up. And I guess what that is the chop of the shock not actually doing its job. So if I went around all the tires and this was the only one that actually created this chop. So I do believe this is the strut that's shot and the spring that's worn out. So fingers crossed. So anyway guys, that is the goal. Let's get at it. All right guys, the new strut, shock, whatever is installed now. It's looking pretty good. I kind of bounce tested it like I did the old one to kind of see the difference. It does seem to slow the bounce faster, which I'm happy about. It's also sitting higher. When I measured the last one, I measured between the wheel well and the top of the tire, and the old one only had about 2 fingers height-wise. All the rest had about 3. Anyway, it does seem to be better. I want to take it for a test drive, but it is about 5:30, so if you look around, all the spots are pretty much taken. So I'm gonna wait till tomorrow so I don't lose my spot. But in the meantime, what I would like to do is actually paint the plastics that cover the window here, or at least see if they need to be painted. If I can clean them up good enough, then I'll just leave them. If they don't clean up good enough, then I'd like to paint them a flat black. And then what I would also like to do is sand down and clean up the arms to the actual windshield wipers and paint them flat black. I do believe at least one of those are shot, so I would like to clean up both and make them look the exact same. So that's the goal for right now. Let's get at it. All right guys, it is the next day. I have been extremely busy today. I went and got the missus some new tires, and actually last night I ended up touching up the brakes a little more. I got some more pressure out of the brakes. Feeling a lot more confident about the brakes in the Mazda, 100%. But yeah, I had to go grab new tires for the missus today. Took me 4 hours for those guys to do those tires. 1 hour of waiting to get pulled in, then 3 hours to take off 4 tires and put them on. Anyway, my goal for right now is to basically wrap all this up, complete the whole thing. I still haven't test drove it with the strut. I believe it's the issue. I'm gonna test drive it when I go to take pictures. It'll kind of tell me the whole thing. It'll also give me a chance to get some of that sea foam through the engine. I want it to really try to break down any grime in there. It'll also give me a chance to clean all the modules on the computer. For right now, what I would like to do is basically every little thing left on the Mazda. Clean the windows, vacuum the trunk, do a quick vacuum inside, wipe down some plastics that got dirty again, fit the new floor mats, power wash all the door sills, wipe down the door sills, give it a quick power wash to the outside, dry it, put detailer on it, and then give a quick rinse down to the missus car as well. She's heading to LA. I want to at least make it feel a little cleaner. And then I think that's it. And then we'll see. If we have enough time, I would like to drive to go take the photos of the car. Let's get at it. All right guys, it is the next morning. I tried to finish the car up in time last night to go take pictures of it, but by the time I finished, it was cloudy again. Pictures would have looked horrible. So anyway, it is the next morning and the car came out awesome. I was afraid there was going to be a bunch of pollen spots and stuff back on the car, but it actually looks really good. Maybe there's 1 or 2, but not nearly as bad as it was yesterday. The interior came out amazing. So anyway, my goal for right now is to head down, take some photos, and then do one of those before and after videos. While I'm doing that, I'm going to be testing to make sure that the check engine light is going to stay off, that the TCM is still good, that the new shock is good, that the brakes are working good still, and also make sure all the modules clear up so I can go get this thing smogged and literally list it right after I finish this video. Because it's already Saturday, I like to usually list these before the weekend, but hopefully I can get someone here today while I'm editing this video for you guys to watch tomorrow or today, Sunday. So that is the goal. Let's get at it. All right guys, I went down to my normal place that I get pictures taken. Unfortunately, it was at the beach. I forgot that the beach is open in full force, so there was a giant line. Also, it was cloudy. The weather guide that I follow has been off, so it keeps showing it's sunny there and it's not sunny there. So anyway, I decided to skip it. I came all the way back up to my secondary location that I normally take photos. So right now, I think I'm gonna show you the before and after videos. Let's get at it. All right guys, I am back from taking pictures, back from the video. I immediately upon leaving checked my OBD2 scanner. All of my monitors had set, so I just went and got the car smogged really quick, all set. The car is ready to go. The last thing I want to do is the oil change, so I'm about to do that right now. It is going to be piping hot because I just drove it for about an hour straight. So I'm probably going to pull it up and then hopefully some cool air. I'll open the hood, the cool air between underneath and over kind of cools it faster, and I'll probably drain it in about 20-30 minutes or so. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is start listing this thing for sale because I don't want to be sitting here doing nothing. This is a perfect sunny day now, and someone will most likely want to try to grab this today. So that's my goal. Let's get at it. All right guys, I think that's gonna be it. I have changed the oil, I've checked the shock, checked the brakes, have smogged the car, finished cleaning the car. Things running great. It is now listed for sale. I expect to get a notice any minute now. In fact, I'm gonna go shower so I don't look like this when I go meet them. But with all that said guys, my goal for next week is to have a new flip. So I'm literally going to go upstairs right now and start looking for one. Hopefully I can find one and get it done today, but I also do have to edit this video. So we'll see. I'm pretty sure I will have one by next week. If not, we have a lot of fun little activities I need to get done with all the other cars. Between the Audi, the Mrs. car, the Mustang, the Explorer, I have a ton that needs to be done and can be done. So there will be definitely a good episode next week, no matter what. But I am curious guys, what do you think I'm going to get for this thing? If you watched my last Mazda episode and you've been following that long, you kind of know how much I got for the last one. I had to do a lot more paint work to that one. It looked a lot prettier. Still, I think the paint looks better on this one, because I think I had still some of that like just that roughness to the paint. I wasn't able to figure that orange peel out yet. So I think the paint looks better on this one. I do think the other one smelled a little better. This one still has a faint like animal smell or something to it. It's not too bad. I think if I drop the windows before I go and just kind of let it air. In fact, I might just drop it today. I'm gonna drop it today and let it bake out. Hopefully get that scent out of there. Or I'll just throw on the ozone generator, something. But anyway, yeah, I'm curious, what do you guys think I'm going to be able to get for this? The market's pretty crazy right now. You can't even get new cars off the lot unless they're exact price or above, which is freaking insane. The used market is going crazy. I've been pretty aggressive on all my prices. I believe I get about dealership, if not higher prices. I don't know, it's kind of no guts, no glory. I kind of just go for it. I get them. I'm always amazed. I would never pay these prices for cars like these, but this is what I do. I always get cheap cars, so kind of makes sense. But yeah guys, let me know down below what you think I'll get. If you haven't yet, please hit the like button. It really does help me out a ton. It means a lot to me every single time, so thank you guys. And if you haven't, also go down and make sure to hit the subscribe button. Click the notifications bell because I'm doing the 2 a week now, just so you don't miss anything. But yeah guys, I think with all that being said, I think that's gonna wrap up another episode of Bro Premiere. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll catch you again on Thursday. Later guys.